Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio's Toast to the Art Show with Nancy and Lisa, the crazy mother-daughter travel team and publishers of Big Blend magazines. You can check them all out at BigBlendMagazines.com. You know, every few months we love to cover what's going on over at the DeGrazia Gallery in the Sun in Tucson, Arizona. It's one of our favorite places in the Southwest. It's a 10-acre historic landmark, and it was opened in 1965 and actually built by the famous artist Ted DeGrazia, is famous for his Southwest art. Also one of the most reproduced artists in the world. And well, his art is the most reproduced, right? I should say it that way. But it opened in 1965, and you know, whether you go for the art or the architecture, it's a really fascinating place. The buildings are all adobe, all hand built, and then there's even cholla cactus floors, and just it's really a fascinating place. But of course, they like to showcase his work year-round. They've got permanent exhibits of his work, but also like to switch it up because they've got over 15,000 originals of Ted DeGrazia's work, whether it's oil paintings, watercolors, there's sculptures, ceramics. And so go check it out. Go to DeGrazia.org for all the information. But we want to welcome back Lance Laber, the Tucson dude. He's the executive director of the gallery, back on the show to give us an insight of the upcoming exhibits that open January 31st in 2020. So welcome back, Tucson dude. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Hey, you know, Nancy and I are excited to chat about this with you because I didn't know that, you know, Ted DeGrazia is into circuses and clowns. This is going to be a good conversation. And also the saguaro harvest. This is something Nancy actually wanted to experience when we lived in Tucson. But also the Way of the Cross, that's something that happens every year. So those are the three new exhibits. But right now, I know you're still on display. Right now we're recording this in December, but the three exhibits, Arizona Highways and Ted DeGrazia, DeGrazia Downtown, and DeGrazia Paints the Jungle, all those stay up until January 29th, right? For people.
That is correct.
Awesome, awesome. And then the 31st, you have a party. What happens at those parties? Yeah, when you open up, do you have wine? When you have opening exhibit?
We do.
Ooh.
We do. We have wine, and usually we have a little something to eat for everybody, and so nice. Yeah, it's a nice little opening.
Cool. I'm excited, and also right now, we should talk that you know, the gallery I was saying is, you know, all adobe, but there's also the Mission, and this is recently back open for everybody. You want to give everybody a little insight of kind of the buildings of this amazing
we had 2 weeks ago, we had our Festival of Guadalupe, and we had a kind of a rededication of the Mission after our fire from 2.5 years ago. It's all restored, it's all redone, and we had Father Joseph Saba had a mass and kind of rededicated it, and so we're kind of back online, so to speak.
That's nice. That's really nice. It's got to be really magical. You know, winter, you know, it's a beautiful place to go. I say year round because you also have that beautiful cactus, the cactus corral in the center, in the courtyard area. So when people look at spring, it's a really great destination to look at that too. But Ted DeGrazia did this with the help of the locals, right? And the local tribes.
His Yaqui friends, his Yaqui Indian friends, his Tohono-O'odham friends helped him build the Mission and helped him build the gallery.
That's nice. And then, so the one thing too, you've got the exhibit that's opening up, Ted DeGrazia's Saguaro Harvest. And this is interesting because I remember, was it a couple years ago? Didn't you have an exhibit just dedicated to the saguaro, which is the sentinel of the desert? I mean, Tucson is home to Saguaro National Park, and it's actually got two portions of the park, the east and the west, two separate sides of it. And it's not that far from you, and you've got saguaro cactus all over the grounds. And so this is a little bit different. This is like specifically the harvest, but he did have like one exhibit just on saguaros with like the
the saguaro harvest. This is something that the Tohono O'odham tribe does every year. Generally, the women go out and they use big, long saguaro ribs they can reach up to the top, way up to the top of the saguaros, and they pull the fruit down, and they make all kinds of stuff. They make confections, they make candy, they make wine, they make all kinds of stuff with this. And it's a tradition that goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and so it's something they're continuing to keep alive, and it was a big thing. DeGrazia documented this many times, and even made a crown in honor of the saguaro harvest. Like a king's crown, and so it's a big thing.
And the saguaro harvest, don't they do that in Saguaro National Park? I think once a year, but you have to kind of know when.
Well, they actually do it on the Tohono O'odham Reservation.
Okay.
That's where they they've got, I don't know how many billions of acres out there, but they go out and they use their own saguaros, and they harvest the fruit and make good stuff for everybody.
Have you been getting any rain this winter yet?
We did have a little bit of rain, and I think we had a little bit of rain a couple weeks ago, and we should be having some more, I think, tomorrow.
Wow. Because
supposed to rain. I think it's supposed to rain on Christmas, so maybe it'll snow. Who knows?
I know. I remember one year it snowed Christmas and then into New Year's. We went hiking on New Year's Day in the snow in Saguaro National Park, and it was so magical. It's
really
pretty,
really interesting.
Yeah, I was asking that because I think it's going to be one of those years, 2020, where you get good wildflowers, and I say that every year because I'm wishing it to, the law of attraction. Lisa says it'll be wildflowers.
Well, I hope you're right. We had a pretty rotten monsoon season.
Yeah.
It didn't rain much at all during the summer, so we'll see what happens. See what happens.
Yeah, because there's nothing like the saguaro bloom, and then seeing all the fruit and all the, all the birds fighting over the fruit and the bugs. It's so neat. And so I love this, that he's got these. He's got jewelry too. So because he never sticks. Ted DeGrazia never sticks to one medium in his art. So there's jewelry as well as paintings. You said drawings as well. So everyone, again, this opens Friday, January 31st, 2020. All these exhibits go until September 2nd. So this will be on display for a while now, which is great. DeGrazia Circus. So what's up with the clowns? Because I don't know why. As soon as I heard that he was into clowns, I know that he was friends with Lee Marvin. What did Lee Marvin do as a clown? I don't know why. I just went to that.
You know what? I don't know what Lee Marvin had to do with the clowns. Broderick Crawford was also his drinking buddy, and we have a painting of a clown done by Broderick Crawford in our collection. Looks like it was done by a drunk third grader. But
that's called abstract art.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I have no idea what that's all about.
No, I'm wrong. I got something. I'm trying to Google it now, and it wasn't. But I don't know. There was there was something that happened, and it was has to do with Captain Kangaroo and Clarabelle the Clown on Howdy Doody, and there was some urban legend between Lee Marvin and Robert Keeshan. Anyway, everybody just look it up. Check it out. There's some drama that went down. Yeah,
I can't really imagine Lee Marvin being on Captain Kangaroo for some reason.
No, but anyway.
It doesn't seem appropriate.
I don't know why that just came to my head. Sorry. But DeGrazia, so I didn't know this about, when I was reading about this, that he actually, I know, he's of Italian descent from Morenci, the mining camp of Morenci. But I didn't know he actually lived in Italy when he was a kid.
Well, when he was young, the mine closed and everybody got laid off. And his father and his mother, they took all the kids back to Italy. They had to survive, and they had to make a living, so they left. And while DeGrazia was in Italy, he was exposed to the Italian circus. And it really made an impression upon him. Most people don't realize all the the clowns that DeGrazia painted. We probably have 400 or 500 of them.
Oh, wow.
And some of them are pretty neat, and some of them are really creepy.
Yeah.
But he did some very interesting paintings. He painted like the clowns having a clown funeral, and they're all crying and they're all sad and they're all like carrying this casket with a clown in it. So there was some really dark clown stuff.
Wow. Okay, so this kind of goes, so Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, our travel mascot.
Yes, of course.
She loves you, and she loves Domingo, Ted
Oh,
DeGrazia's
she does.
son. So how Domingo doesn't really like her. Maybe it comes from these clown paintings.
I'll be honest, I don't know if Domingo's ever seen the clown paintings. They've really never been shown. We've had a couple of them out occasionally, but this is the first time we're really putting them front and center. And I think people are going to be quite surprised. There's some very, very beautiful and very interesting paintings. The subject matter, there's a painting with where there's an injured circus horse. And all the clowns are standing around it, being very sad and kind of looking upon this horse. Really strange subject matter, but interesting.
Maybe he saw something like that at the circus.
That's possible. I certainly won't guess what he saw or didn't see, because I have no idea what he did in Italy. But he painted lots of clowns and lots of circus stuff.
It's Italy's interesting because they do all those masks, and
right.
Yeah, so there's that whole hidden personality thing. What's behind there. So it's kind of and it kind of ties into like Halloween in a way, how we all love to dress up and be somebody different for a while. So there's a interesting thing with clowns, and you have to go to clown school. Nancy and I.
You got to go to clown school. That's right.
Nancy and I dressed up as clowns once when we first opened. It was before we opened the magazine, over 20-something years ago. And we've started our company. We did coloring books for Helen Woodward Animal Sanctuary out in San Diego area.
San Diego, yeah.
And we were selling the coloring books to raise funds for them. And we would go to street fairs dressed up as clowns. And it is weird, and people get scared of you. And you cannot go through drive-thrus, especially banks, dressed up like clowns.
That wasn't a smart move.
Well, yeah, they think you're going to rob the place.
I know. And people would get scared of us in the festivals, and then some people would love it, and you'd have to wear that makeup and those big shoes. It was a whole other experience. And there's something interesting. And then other clowns, real clowns, would come up and get mad at us for not going to clown college.
There's actually a clown college, and we thought that was hysterical.
You do need your degree.
Yeah. You need a degree in juggling.
I know. But clowns make people happy, and it makes them.
Well, some people happy.
Yeah. Then there's Stephen King stuff,
Or John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. There's all that. So
the one down in the gutter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The floating guy, whatever.
Everybody floats down here. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see this exhibit. This is cool. It looks very colorful, and the horses look fanciful, like they're like there were horses on parade.
It's going to be a beautiful exhibit. It's going to be quite different. So people are going to, I think they're going to enjoy it. They're certainly going to be surprised by it.
Yeah, and so it's like a lot of color when you look at the saguaro harvest with the reds and the flowers and the greens, and just seems very colorful, which is, I think it's going to be really nice. And then also the Way of the Cross. Now this is an annual tradition, right, that happens every year, and if you don't show the Way of the Cross, people will yell at you.
Yeah, all the tourists get mad, but the Way of the Cross used to be a permanent exhibit, but since there's so many paintings to put on exhibit, we kind of changed it and made it a special Easter type exhibit, and people appreciate that, and they love it, and they come in droves to see it. So
and this will be on again, everyone, January 31st. This will go through Lent. And so these are really it shows the crucifixion of Christ. And this is always is on display through Easter, especially. And yeah, so this is, and this is connected, kind of connects also with having the mission. And then you also have like the nuns' quarters. So was Ted DeGrazia a religious human? Was he a religious man, or just was very connected with the
according
spiritual
to
side?
DeGrazia, he was not a church-going man, so he built his own church. I think he was a very religious man, and he was very, very spiritual. He just didn't like, the going to the organized church. He believed that God was inside you, and that's how he felt. And
I kind of like
so,
it.
he made his own church.
And he made his own gallery because I was watching part of that documentary of you were on a TV show recently talking about being, authentic Arizona. This is an authentic Arizona, an awesome and authentic place. And, seeing that clip, I remember the first time we came to gallery, we went and watched the video of him. And just interesting him talking about his art process, who he is. But it was nice to see some clippings of that. And when he was talking about, like, I wanted to feel comfortable in my own gallery, so he's kind of like anti-establishment, it seems like, the way he is, building his own church, building his own gallery, and doing it with his friends and the people he wanted to.
He was definitely his own man. He didn't march to any drummer but his own.
That's a true artist, though.
I agree.
Don't you think, Nancy?
Yeah, for sure.
That's how I know Nancy marches to her own drum too, and that's that.
Well, thank you. No, I mean, I think you get an idea and it just comes out of the blue, or triggered by something you've seen, and if you don't act on it right away, it goes away. So I think
that's true.
So artists just say get down to it right away usually. So, and that just separates them from other people. They like somebody, even if you have an appointment for something, it's like, oh, am I going to go get this idea down on paper or canvas, or I'm going to go talk to somebody? It's kind of like that. So people are like, oh, well, they're just off in their own little bubble, which is pretty much true for a lot of them.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention that the little gallery is it's a little gallery on the complex, and is open through fall all the way through the spring, and features visiting artists. Some come from all over. I mean, they come from all over to come and showcase their work. And you've got this still going on right now through March 20th. So you've got a lot of people doing watercolor. You've got mixed media, all kinds. So that's always fun to go visit in the gallery.
Yeah, it's really nice to see other people's work, and it gives these starving artists a chance to sell their work. And we're happy to make this available to them.
I think that's part of DeGrazia too, like because it's not a traditional gallery when you go in there as a little, as the little gallery. It's kind of
Well, DeGrazia knew what it was like to be a starving artist, and he had empathy. And Mrs. DeGrazia had empathy for artists coming up that are really struggling. They do beautiful work, but it's hard to make a living at it, and it's hard to get your face and your name and your work out there. And that was the whole idea of opening the little gallery to guest artists. And so we're continuing the tradition. It's been going on since 1982. So
wow. Well,
we just continue to do it.
We just did a feature in Big Blend Radio and TV Magazine on public art, because it's something we're mapping as we go across the country. And we're mapping everything we see about Ted DeGrazia as well. And, it's as we travel on the Love Your Parks tour, and we were, doing research on public art, and I was reading all these artist statements and talking about how hard it is to get into a gallery, and then the galleries almost want to manipulate you, and then they take half of your money if you sell something. And so there's all these things tied to it, including having to be there at times if you're not a type of artist who wants to be in the public, and that most of them are starting to really go for getting public art contracts, because you can create your art and there it is for all to see. Once you've done it, you've done it, So a lot of artists, and because then it's a freer way for people to see art than that. So it's kind of, it goes with what Ted DeGrazia was talking about, you know. So I think this is awesome what you do with the little gallery. Everybody, again, the website is DeGrazia.org. Definitely a wonderful destination to go visit. I saw your website's all brand new too. It's awesome. People can go see
It is new. Yes, it is.
So go check it out, everyone. You can go shopping on there too. So I always encourage that. But I always say it's always cool to go into the gallery itself. And they've got a wonderful store there as well. And they also have a section that consignment section. So because that's one of the things that what happens to you all day long is people going, I have a Ted DeGrazia original. And you're like, do you think? But some people do.
Well,
once
a lot
in
of times it is, and a lot of times it isn't. So.
Yeah, so people can come to you with their Ted DeGrazia. It has to be originals, right?
Yeah. We sell original watercolors, we sell original oils, and we sell original ceramics, and whatever people have had, whatever they come up with, whatever's original, if they want to sell it, we will do that.
Okay, awesome. Well, of course, we always like to play music from the album Please Remember Me. It features music that Lance and everyone at the gallery found the manuscripts of his music, Domingo DeGrazia, and was it the Jazz Orchestra Ensemble of the University of Arizona?
It was the Tucson Jazz Academy.
Tucson Jazz Academy got together and recreated the music, recorded it, and also the album has some of Domingo DeGrazia's originals. He's an amazing guitarist. But we're going to play Te Quiero Mucho. It just feels like it's time to play that song. So everyone, here it is, Te Quiero Mucho. And don't forget, keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. Thank you so much, Lance.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for having me, and we'll talk to you soon.